functional, evidential, and ethical spirit communications. Spirit medium Laura has been channeling spirit for over 30 years. She is a research medium and features the top 100 psychic in America. Here is spirit medium Laura now.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing this evening? Oh, I sound like I'm from Petticoat Junction. Of course, that gives my age away, which I'm pretty darn old. I was just talking to somebody about that in the reading queue, how old I am. But it's something I advertise actually because I do health coaching in addition to all this woo-woo stuff. So anyway, welcome to the show. This is Spirit Medium Laura, and this is Mediumship and Messages with me. Hi, Susie. I didn't say hello to her yet. Susie's in the background checking the cues out and making sure all of you are tended to. This evening I will be doing other side connections. That means talking to somebody who's a loved one who's transitioned to the world of spirit. As well, I will be working with you about your own life and using, again, spiritual resources to counsel, coach, and hopefully nurture you, put your mind at ease, and give you direction. I also do healing on the show, and all the things I do on the show I do also in my practice as a medium and a clairvoyant healer. I do mentoring of helping you get ahead in your soul-based business and or find a job. I also do psychic trainings. That's another form of mentoring. I also do health coaching, another form of mentoring. I also do, as I already mentioned, mending, which means healing. I also do manifesting or metaphysic coaching. I can coach and counsel you on using spiritual law as well as doing what's called remote influence. Ooh, that's like sending telepathic messages to somebody using your third eye for the purpose of healing and or communicating with somebody that perhaps you're estranged from. I also can help you in the area of manifesting, as in the law of attraction, and also I use a lot of meditation, guided meditations and other kinds of meditations as useful tools for healing. So as you can see, I cover a wide gamut of resources in service, in soul service to you and to higher realms. As I did not plan on doing this work when I burst out of my mother's womb, but apparently Spirit had another plan for me. My soul had another plan for me, but that's a whole other story. So this evening, we have a focused subject. We also have one donation, which that will be Michelle. Who'll be popping to the beginning of the queue. I also have some people's emails. Thank you, those that have given me your email. And the good news, which I didn't have a chance to say yet, that is, if you join my mailing list, that doesn't mean following the show on Blog Talk, which is great, but there's a mailing list that I maintain. You will have the benefit of much information like articles that are channeled, new books I've written, all kinds of wonderful things, healing ideas, and so on and so forth. And the articles are always for healing. As a matter of fact, I just put an article up which is called Soulmate, Sexing for Soulmates. Sexing, yes, everybody, I use the word sex. It's not a dirty word, it's not a bad word, it's an important word. I'm going to talk about that this evening. So if you want the benefit of those articles and keeping a closer touch with me, join the mailing list. But there's even more for joining the mailing list. You would then be in to win a private session with me, which is a monthly contest. It's a gratis private session, complimentary, but you need to do something to join the mailing list. And that is, go to spiritmediumtv.com. That's spiritmediumtv.com. And on the upper right portion of that screen is a form to fill in, and that will put you on the mailing list. And we're about to draw the winner for March. Now, I won't be announcing it Wednesday. I do this show again Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Probably be announced next Monday, as we still have one more day after Wednesday that's in this month. So you're really only competing with those people that join that during the month that we're in. So it's good news. There's also a way for you to jump the queue, which I mentioned. I think I foreshadowed a bit. If you donate $8, you'll jump the gate. If you have an urgent matter that just can't wait, donate $8 and jump the gate. And that donation is made at Spirit spiritmediumtv.com. spiritmediumtv.com. I'm trying to talk clearly. I hope I don't sound too strange or affected to everybody, but I like it when people talk clearly to me, so I'm assuming it's helpful and useful to you. So let's get to our subject. Oh, and one other thing. The outline for the show is I'm going to do this little subject with you, then I'm going to do a meditation and a channeled message. And the channel message is a group message. Usually it relates to the focus subject, so we'll see what happens. I don't have that much control because it's, you got it, channeled. And then I will go into the phone lines and be working one-on-one with all of you lovely people that have taken the time out of your day to come here. And I'm always so grateful for that. So what the heck do I mean by sexing for soulmates? It sounds like texting or sexting for soulmates, and it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do about this whole idea of sexual attraction, or these, I don't know, fatal attractions, or I think there was a movie called Fatal Attraction, and there was also a movie called Cape Fear. Usually, this whole idea of like this sexual attraction, I don't know if you've ever experienced it like I have, but it's like there's something about it that is very compelling. It's not the kind of person that you can interact with and then just turn around and forget. There are certain connections, sexual connections, that are so profound that you feel perhaps like you've gone in, like you're in another dimension when you're with that person. Maybe you feel otherworldly, or when you come out of it, you're like, what the heck just happened? And why do I keep going back to this person? Because things don't go so smoothly with this person. Well, my dear friends, that usually is what I call a soulmate. And those people are there for our growth. Now, I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago, but I'm going to go into a little more detail today because I was wondering about this myself. It's like sometimes there's certain people that you just don't understand. I mean, it's just not like everyone else. There's like a profound shift when you engage in that yin yang thing. Could be homosexual, heterosexual, whatever it is, but there's something that happens. Sometimes you just don't know what it is. I think there was a great movie about that called Friends with Benefits. It was like in the last 5 years, and it was these two people, man and a woman in this case, and they tried to be friends with benefits, and it just wasn't possible. Something would happen, like they realized there was more to it. Of course, one person always falls in love if it's really good sex. So what is this about sex? I mean, I thought sex was just supposed to be like gonads going off. You know what I mean? Don't dating coaches teach us, especially some of them teach you, don't base your relationship on chemistry. Ever hear that? Don't base your relationship on chemistry. Well, we don't want to base everything on chemistry. I agree with that. But if you have such profound chemistry with somebody, what does that mean? Is that just there to haunt you? To make you miserable? Why do we have these profound connections with others that usually start with chemistry and then move into usually dysfunctional relationships, although sometimes if you've actualized your own potential, they can end up being your soulmate, harmonious soulmate for life. And so there is an article that links from the radio show website, spiritmediumtv.com, to channeled material that I have. I first start with a little bit of pattern writing like I'm doing now, and then we go into channeled material. So if you want to go back and read this another time, there's some very nice channeling, and I don't know what's going to happen when I actually do some live channeling in a moment or two, but I will give you some highlights of this channeling, which is written down for you. So I started with, I started in this article a little bit about what I just said, that there seems to be something so profound in that chemical reaction between two people. that has to be explored. It's not just a physical thing. I believe it's not. Okay. So I asked my guides, why do you feel so connected to someone who might be so difficult with which to connect? Is there a meaning to those kind of relationships that go beyond the physical? That go beyond the physical. And so instead of answering me, they go off in their own way, but it's the answer they needed to say. And it starts out like this. We have come to be with you today to speak about the metaphysical nature of love. Love is of concern to everyone on earth, not just you. However, you, me, Laura, seem to look at it beyond the physical more than others because you experience it beyond the physical more than others. Okay, whatever. But that is not to say that love is just physical. No, we mean that most are just not aware. Most that are not mediums and psychics and develop that, that antenna as much. Most are not aware of much beyond the physical. And then when they are in a sexual experience, they become very, very confused. Most do not understand the power of the soul and its implications within a physical context. Now this part I really love, because they always slip in something that's really profound, and you don't get it till you read it back, but this is kind of interesting, everybody. There is no love without the soul. Only with the soul is there love. So this means that within the context of physical love, there is the soul acting on its agenda for you. You each have an agenda for your soul, not your body. Your body follows the soul. So if you are not aware of what your soul wants for you, you become very confused by your body. So your body is only part of the equation. We say to you to look at the soul more closely, and then you will receive better understanding of the physical. And it goes on from there. I'm going to try to just cut to something else that's very important, and then we'll go to the channeling. They say that when you're trying to connect or find your soulmate, and there's a lot of disturbances in the relationship, we have a lot of these dramatic relationships, drama. But when you actualize yourself, when you blend who you really are with what you're doing in your life, when you are the keeper of your own heart and happiness, then you will have harmonious soulmate relationships. So when we're running around trying to fulfill ourselves through others, we will have conflict. The relationship will always bring up the mirror of emptiness within ourselves. Once you get to a point where you're ready to move to the next level of evolution, you will understand that if you have conflict in a relationship, it's not a bad thing. And here they go again. I'm going to read this channeling. Do not look negatively at the disturbances in a relationship. They are there to help you clarify your frequency. Become the best you possible. It is in the best status that you then attract harmonious, fulfilling relations of the sexual kind. So therefore, ask yourself what you need on a daily basis. This need comes from your soul. The more you fulfill your desires yourself, the more polished your vibration becomes. So anything that you're not happy about in your life, everybody, the more you fulfill it yourself, the more you're going to have good relationships with others, in particular those highly charged soulmate relationships. Most people, this is channeled again, most people cannot be within an intimate relationship and be fulfilled because they have not fulfilled themselves first. The key to a happy relationship is self-fulfillment. Okay, so we're going to go into the channel. There's more to that article. It's a lot of stuff, and I don't want to spend too much time because I'm going to be channeling in a moment. Maybe something more will come in during live channeling, but you can always go to see that article. And if you're listening to this show at a future time, just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and on the right you'll see search. It's right under the video, search, and in the box just put down soulmate, and this will be one of the articles that will come up. Excuse me. So I'd like everybody listening to just sit back in your respective seats, uncross your arms and legs, and start to focus on your breath from your abdominal area, allowing yourself to breathe in deeply and breathe out deeply using your abdominal area. If you are looking for an other side connection this evening, please call in your loved ones in the world of spirit now. If you are wanting a life question be answered, please get that question clearly fixed in your mind right now and ask that spirit answer it for you today, either during the show or afterwards. Ask that you get your answers. While you're doing that, I will go off and invoke the prayer. I will be back in a millisecond. Please invoke all requests made earlier today. The mantra prayer for this show, so it is. And now what I want you all to do on your next exhale of breath, if you would please release into your space your energy. I will connect us. One moment, please. Oh, there's an interesting lady that presents before me. It's a cute little old lady, and she's sort of like transparent, an old lady, kind of frizzy white hair, but she's wearing a hat that is so distinct. It's like a flat top kind of hat with a rim on it. It's made of straw, something like that, but it's a beautiful crimson red. Anyway, she's joining us. Maybe it's a muse for the show this evening. Who knows? Or maybe it's somebody who's waiting in spirit to speak for me later. Okay, so let me go now to the ones and see what they have to say. Okay. We are here. We are the ones. We want to thank you again for allowing us in to speak to each and every one of you. We are always working in love and light, so each and every one of you must understand that these messages are coming of the light, and they are here to help you create your own strength, your own might. We are of the light. We work with each of you on your soul's progress, getting ahead in life, living the best life that you can, both here and in the spirit world, for they are not separate. Some of you think that earth is separate from spirit. We are sorry if we have given you that impression. There is no difference between the world of spirit and the world of earth, other than vibrational frequencies. In the spirit world, you will have the same challenges that you have had on earth. There is no rest from the challenges of earth. Therefore, it is important to get as many things right now, while you have a chance, while issues are in front of you. For when you move to the world of spirit, you will not have different challenges. You will have the same challenges. We are always working with you on growth, for growth is the key to success. Growth is the key to happiness. Growth is the key to love, to loving your life, loving others, and loving yourself. So this evening's subject was about sexuality, expression of sex in a yin-yang sense, a polarity sense, when one is within the physical context on earth, which cloaks the true spiritual process behind that. Why do you have these experiences? Are they meaningful in and of themselves? And we say to you, of course they are. Each and every time that you are having a physical experience, you're also having an energetic one. There is no separation between the two. Therefore, you must learn to trust your gut, trust your feelings, and always go with them as much as you can. For as you learn to listen to your feelings, to follow your feelings, the kingdom of heaven will be upon you. It is only those of you who stuff your feelings, who do not acknowledge your feelings, who try to escape your feelings through addictive behaviors of every sort and fashion. It is only those of you that do that do not evolve and that remained on a karmic astral plane. It is important then to take time every day to touch base with how you feel about everything and give yourself that which you desire. And so we come to the point of today's discussion, which is, how do I use my feelings to attain a soulmate relationship that is harmonious? Many of you have experienced tremendous stress and strife in relationships, and albeit they are exciting, they may not be lasting, nor fulfilling, nor sustaining. It is only through self-fulfillment, through relationship with self first, that one can then be in a relationship of higher vibration. When you feel excitement from another, that is your soul calling to you to evolve. That is your soul calling to you to move to a higher plane, a higher dimension. And at that higher plane and higher dimension, you will experience the bliss of soulful love and soulful completion. We use the word completion with the utmost respect, for many of you feel that a relationship will complete you. That is not what we mean. That is an astral plane thinking process. What we mean is the key will fit the lock vibrationally. Both of you need to be complete before the key can fit the lock. So imagine that you were a key to fit into someone's lock, or that you were a lock to be unlocked through someone's key, as in a polarity difference, a yin and yang. If you were the key, for example, and the key were not fully formed, the key does not know itself, does not listen to its heart, and is not truly formed as the key, the completion cannot be made. And so each of you is responsible for completing your polarity, your frequency. And this, on earth and in earth terms, means that you are responsible for your own happiness, and you are firmly grounded in completing your own needs. When you get to that place, you have defined your polarity, and therefore the lock and key will fit. Namaste. Oh, that was interesting. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to see if there's any other side. There's an other side connection. Oh, hold on. I see Zia. I'm not sure if I'm saying that name correctly. And then I will get to the donations. And there is one person who's in the donation queue for a life reading. I'll get there as well. Okay. Now, how do you say your first name, my dear? Hello?
Properly.
Zia?
Hi.
Hi, did I...
Yes, you said it properly.
Okay, good. Thank you, love. Thank you, love. Okay, Zia. So, it's interesting. Zia reminds me of Zia. Zia, which is Z-I-A, in Italian means aunt or aunt, depending on how you say it. So I'll remember your name that way. 217 area code, Zia. Zia. Hold on.
Yeah, and it's also a sun symbol in New Mexico, so that's why I chose it.
What was that, love? Something about New Mexico and a symbol?
It's a sun symbol in New Mexico. That's why I chose it.
It's the sun. The sun in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, how beautiful. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's a petroglyph of the sun.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so let's. Yeah, so there's a family member waiting. I heard those words. I got to go a little deeper, I got to get to the right vibration here. Because it's a female mother figure. She looks like more of a modern woman. She's a slender body. She has hair brown, and they could show it any time in their life, but it still looks brown in the vision she gives me of herself. And the hair is slightly wavy, shoulder length, mostly blunt cut, so it's wider here, near the shoulders. Very loving and kind. It looks like she wears bangs, at least at some times. It also looks like she looks very what's the word for it? Even though she's more advanced in age than you, she seems to come from an older generation than you. There's something very youthful about her. I don't know if I said this a moment ago, but I also see she's wearing glasses, so she might have worn them from time to time. It also could be symbolic that she's just bookish, so I always have to couch the things I say until I have a firm connection for you. She has I'm going to say something and she interrupts me. I wanted to say she has refined and delicate features, and she said to me, tender features. Okay, that's fine. Mom, thin lips, nice cheekbones, not angular, softness and roundness, but high cheekbones. I see the chin is strong and defined. And what else? Her eyes are more like planar. They're on a plane, not going sideways, they're not like almond going, up like that. They're more like Anglo-Saxon or squared off, if you will. Very loving and kind person. She loves flowers for some reason. Keep talking about flowers.
My grandmother, probably.
Okay, flowers are very important to her. She says flowers are everything. All right, let me see what else I can get. There seems to be something in the heart area that is troubling her. Do you remember that with Grandma? If she had any cardiovascular heart issue, please? Do you remember that, love?
No, she was very old, but then I don't know anything about one thing over another.
Oh, okay, sweetie. All right.
No.
Okay. Well, I would say then, from what I see, is that the heart gives out in the end. Maybe something that you'll check later. Okay. She also says cardiovascular issues plagued her most of her life, and she says to you, dear. She says cardiovascular was her nemesis. She never could get around that well because of pain in her legs. She also had peripheral artery disease. She was unable to catch her breath at times.
Well, then it's my aunt, probably, who had a stroke. My Aunt Nita, who had a stroke.
Let me finish. Let's see let's just not try to conclude. She was on a roll there, okay? Peripheral artery disease, and she was also talking about lungs then also. Not able to catch her breath a lot of times even from cardiovascular there. So there's something going on with cardiovascular with her. Now, from the hair description, it's like a mid-tone brown, the original color. And the eyeglass is a thin frame. She does have very, what's the word for it, refined or delicate features. Oh, she shows me her nose now straight. Everything's even. Strong chin. Strong straight nose, but even. Everything is even. And the hair is the hair is a little bit on the frizzy or full side, but not curly. It's just like a wavy curly kind of thing, but not terribly. I don't know how to describe that. It's like, let me see if I can come up with it. Like a coarser kind of fluffy kind of thing, and it's more blunt cut. It's just the texture of her hair, she shows me. And there's something about the color of it that it's more in a mid-tone ash brown thing.
Okay.
Does that fit, Aunt? Does that fit your aunt?
Yes.
Okay. And she loves you very much. There's a son with her also. There's somebody else in spirit with her also. She's not alone in the spirit world. Now, that means there's somebody younger in the family than her. That's a male, somebody's son. Hold on one second.
Can't be my aunt then.
But it doesn't have.
Can't be my grandma.
Well, wait. No, honey. No, listen to me, sweetie. It's somebody's son. She didn't say it was her son.
I could.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is your aunt, but she's heralding in another soul here with her, which is somebody's son. So then that would be your grandma lost a son, which would be your uncle. She says he's here also with her, with your aunt. And he also seems to have had some cardiovascular issues if it's your uncle, okay? But he dies of a heart attack. Do you remember that for uncle, please?
I do not.
Do you? Okay. Now, when you said it has to be for your grandma, did grandma?
No, he did. If it was her husband, then yes, but not a son. I can't think of anyone younger than her that died of a heart attack. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, let me go back to your aunt, okay? Because all of a sudden I felt there's a son with her, somebody's son. I didn't know whose son it was, okay? So let's not jump to any conclusions. There's another male with her. He's a friend of the family. He's somebody's son. He's not in the family. Oh, okay. Thank you, Aunt. So whose son is he? There's several people that you know that have lost children recently. One of them is somebody's son that you've come here to hear from. Oh, really? Sia doesn't know anything about that. Sia, you don't know anything about that, right, love?
No, I actually am looking forward to talking to someone specifically. Yeah, a man, yeah.
Okay. Well, there he is. All right. There he is. And here he is. And he loves you very much also. He's not going to let go that easily, he says. He doesn't seem like a boy. He seems like a grown man. He's here to speak with you also. He's got a thicker body build, a strong build, not overweight, very handsome, good-looking man, very athletic in his day. He looks forward to seeing you again sometime soon. And I don't know what he means by these things, honey. He could mean just visiting you in your dreams, or he could mean when, at another time way in the future. Soon to him is irrelevant. He does, so he's very close to you. Okay? He's very, very close to you. It sounds like a lover or a husband or something, not just anybody's friend.
Right.
All right, so he's more like a lover husband. He loves you very, very much. He says, don't go away without me. Don't think that I won't come to you. I'm around you. I'm with you. I speak to you often. I'm in the home. I'm in the house. I'm in your heart. I am there. I'm trying to confirm that to you, that I am around you. You have not lost me. Soon the time will come when you will let go and you will be okay without this. He says, I'm sorry for your loss. He says, I'm sorry for my loss as well. He says, I'm sorry that we had to do this. We had to have this parting of the ways at this time. But he says, it's only a dimensional shift. I'm not gone for long. Okay, I'm going to go get a little bit more evidence from him, sweetheart, because I know I've only given you a brush of that, although you already feel you know him, but I don't want to, I just want to see one or two things. Okay, it feels like he's had a disease that takes his strength over time versus cardiovascular. Would you agree with that, please?
Yes.
Okay, it's like a cancer, or it's something that wastes away the body. Do you understand that, please?
Yes, diabetes.
Diabetes, okay. Because all I got was
diabetes.
I got a hit, of energy, and the hit was like wasting away a disease of some sort. He says, but it's not your typical diabetes, what he had. It was something a little bit different and unique, and that it took its toll on his health earlier than it should. It was in a very aggressive form. And he also uses the word cancer again, even though you're saying he doesn't have cancer. So maybe he means in reference to the way the disease progresses through his system, it takes its toll on him. He says he's a smart person. He says he did do what the doctors were telling him, but it wasn't like any other kind of diabetic issue. Hold on, honey. There was a kidney problem. Do you understand kidney, please?
Yes, it's possible.
Like an infection. See, what happens with the diabetes, it starts to affect organs in the body. Things shut down, organs shut down. They weren't getting enough insulin to function. And he says even though he was doing everything that the doctor said, the cells were not getting energy. Because, insulin releases energy and then the cells function like the mitochondria do their work. He says they weren't getting energy. And he says, my system shut down. Everything shut down. And he says it was rather quick. And he says, you feel and I'm sorry, honey, he says to you. You'll feel like I left you almost instantly, but you know there was a time that we had together before this actually happened. But because I was ill most of that time, you feel like we really didn't have any closure. I apologize to you for that. I love you very much. He says, I'm going to give you closure now and in the next few weeks. I will be coming to you in your dreams. I will be around you in the house. He says, I fully recuperated from the loss. I'm not fatigued anymore, and I'm going to be with you now. He also shows me that there's a dog in the house. Do you have a dog in the house, please?
No, cat.
A cat in the house?
A cat.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, this is what I'm getting, okay? Let me just say, maybe there's a dog that passed away. But I see him coming into the home. This is now as a spirit, okay, a soul. And throwing, maybe it's with the cat, throwing a ball, and the animal follows and chases it. So, look for that.
Okay.
That's going to be his way of.
She's been playing a bit lately.
She has been already? Okay. Because he shows me playing with this animal, and that will get your attention, and that's your way of knowing that it's him that's about you and about the house. Because of course I'll be in your dreams and other ways to see and talk to you, but you're not sleeping well lately, and you're not really remembering your dreams much, so he just wants you to know. Because you're very, right now, you're still in a stressed situation. So he wants you to know that the cat, playing with the ball and the cat, and whatever the heck that's going to be, that will be another way to say hello. And he says as soon as you calm down and start to rest better, that you'll be able to get him in your dreams. But right now, he shows me you as stressed. You're in a grieving process still. And you're not able to sleep through the night, and you might even be taking something to help you sleep. And I don't think you're remembering your dreams. Is that correct, please?
I remember one last night, but it wasn't about him.
You had a dream last night about him?
Not about him, someone else.
Someone else.
I generally remember my dreams, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have dreamt about him, but I didn't last night, no. But yes, I have dreamt about him.
Okay. Well, he gives me a feeling, I don't know why, but it's a very strong feeling, so I will honor it, that when you go to bed at night, you're not sleeping that well. Maybe you went through that period right after his passing. Is that the case? You're tossing and turning.
Okay. Not exactly. No, he's been gone quite some time. But it's kind of hard to explain. He's in my life right now. On the other side, I can deal with that. But it's kind of a long story. I don't really know how to go into it.
Oh, okay. You don't need to, honey, because we only have limited time. But he's giving me a feeling like you're stressed, or that when you dream, you're stressed and you're not remembering your dreams with him. So I don't know. I mean, I have to honor that. So I don't know what that means. It may fit in another way. That's the only reason I bring it up to you. And by the way,
does he feel like I help him? Do I help him?
Let me see. Do you help? Does Azia help you, sir, please? Oh, by the way, there's an H name floating around, like a Harry or Harold or something. Zia, does Zia help you? No, you're not helping me, he says, much. He says, I have to deal with my own stuff now. He says, you try. He says, but it can't get through to me because I'm not listening, I'm not paying attention. What I do in the spirit world is I do try to help others. I do try to do my thing. He says, oh, really? He says he's not evolving much anymore. I don't know why, love, Zia. I don't know why he says that. Okay, but he says he's not moving forward right now. He's not evolving much anymore. And he feels that he's not getting through to you. Now, so I don't know why he says that, but I can tell you this. Bet you dollars for donuts. I just had a long I was doing research mediumship last week, and I almost spent like 20 minutes with somebody during the session. Everything I said, she said was wrong until she got off the session, and then she remembered it was all correct. And I got this long email. So whatever it is, I have to honor it. Okay, and I don't know why I don't know why I get the feeling very strongly from him that when you're sleeping, there's something going on that is disturbing to you, and that you're not remembering his dreams. So I don't know why. You say you're sleeping well. He says no. So I don't know what that's about.
I'm not really sleeping well. No, I dreamt about an electrocution nail knife the other night, and that kind of thing. But no, I'm not sleeping great.
Oh, okay.
Well.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sleeping well at all. I've been sleeping on the couch for years.
Oh, okay. All right. So there you're validating it. Thank you, because I have to hang on these. I'm like a dog with the bone. When they give me something, I'm like a dog with the bone. You know, I don't let it go. But he says, so he says when your head clears out, when you're more calm, you'll be remembering more of his communication with you, even though you may have some spotty communication. Anyway, he says, I give you my love. He says, again, you're not helping me much anymore. He says, you did help me in the beginning, however, because I wasn't able to transition fully right away.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Is he happy about the memorial that's being planned for him?
Yeah, he's happy about it. Let me just see something, and I have to pop because I have other people waiting, darling. Okay, let me just see.
Yeah.
Hold on, honey. Yes, I'm happy about it. He says, but you all don't have to fuss so much anymore. He says, I don't need it. He says, it's more for you, you people on Earth. And I also feel there's a younger girl, maybe a daughter to him or something that's meaningful too. There are other people that's meaningful too. He says, but for me, I don't need it as much as you do. But he says, I wish you all much love. And I love you all very, very much. Okay, my dear? Okay. All right, honey. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you. Thank you, honey. Bye-bye.
Have a lovely day.
Thanks. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, I will get to some other side readings in a little bit, but I really need to get to the phone lines for something else, and one of them would be the lovely woman, Michelle, who did, wow, switchboards are so full. I got to find Michelle, who did make a donation. Michelle, where for art thou? Did you get knocked off? There she is. Huh, I didn't put your name here. That's why I only see donation. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting so long. My mouth, once it opens, it's hard to close it. Okay.
No problem.
Go ahead, honey. And just, I don't know if you've listened to me before, but just give me your question. No background. This way I can I don't like to be influenced. So go ahead and give me just your question, Michelle. Love. Go ahead.
No problem. I really want to know about my relationship.
Yeah, okay. Give me initials of that person, and I'm going to make a question since you haven't really given me one. Will it work out, yes or no? What's the initials, please,
Sure.
of the person?
The initial WA.
All right.
His initials.
All right, and this is for Michelle. Okay, hold on. Will WA work out with Michelle, yes or no? Yes, he's going to get back with you. Yes, it's going to be pretty good, actually. It feels like there's a breakup now, or there's some kind of a rift there in the communication. Would you confirm that, please?
Yes, we're currently separated.
Yeah, but I get a big, he will communicate with you, and this will be ironed out sooner rather than later. You do not have to worry too much about it. And as a matter of fact, you really are being advised by Spirit to breathe easily. You know, really, really, really do some deep breathing, literally, because if you're nervous or tense, which is the suggestion here under this, under the surface, the subtext is in a nervous state and a cranky state. They are using these words through me. Please forgive me. That you will not be able to. You'll block the energy of his connecting with you, and you will also not be able to communicate well with him when he does come back. And so I do hear the words forgiveness is needed on your part towards him, and that he will be asking for that kind of forgiveness, and that there also seems to be children involved. Would you confirm that, please?
A dog.
A dog. Oh, my little baby. Is it a girl?
She's our daughter, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a girl. And that I do feel that everything's going to work out. It will take time, not going to be instant. I see him being humble about this and grateful. He does need forgiveness for what he did, not because he needs it, which he does, but you need to kind of get over it in a way. And I kind of get the feeling you're asking this question not only because you miss him, but also it's like almost how do I, Michelle, get over this, or how do I forgive him? There is something that he needs to do to make this right. So I feel that he will be contritious. He will take responsibility, and he will make things better in the long run. I also feel there's some money surrounding the situation, which is what all this craziness is about. Does that make sense to you, please?
No, not the money part.
Okay, well, I want to honor that I'm getting something to do with money, so maybe the money will be better if he does come, maybe share the household together or something again, but money would be better that way. I'll just say it that way then. I get this feeling about
Yes,
money.
he's in another state, so that's why that's why my question. It's not easy for me to actually go see him or anything.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. All right. Well, anyway, money will be better when all this is forgiven and forgotten, and the two of you make amends of each of you needs to make amends of your own sort to make the blend work again, and it will work out. Is the basic feeling I'm getting now. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in what you want. Always ask for what you want from the heart. Don't be upset if you don't get what you want. Rather, state what you want from the heart. As you do that, you will find it will be easier to negotiate with him the things that you need in the relationship to keep yourself content, happy, and fulfilled. So that's a message for you about what to do in the relationship. Make sense, please?
Yes, it does.
All right. You're a very loving person, they say, Michelle, and you should get what you want in the long run. Not because they're just saying that, but you deserve the things you're wanting, and they're not too much to ask for. So just say them from the heart. When we speak from the heart, there's something about that kind of communication that is not threatening to another. It gets through to them. You know what I mean? It's like from your power center, gets through to them, and you're able to get what you want. So you should have what you want, they say. You deserve what you want. And by asking in a confident and centered way, you will get over time, by restating in kind and loving ways, what you want. Okay?
Perfect. Manifestation through meditation?
Now, that's a whole other subject. Why are you asking that?
Because I am doing that right now. I am trying to manifest via meditation.
Perfect. All right, let me just look at that for a second, honey, and weave it into the answer that we've delivered to you thus far. You cannot manifest somebody come back to you. You can use remote influence or psychic influence to talk to them on an etheric level. Okay. I don't see you doing that correctly right now. I feel that you are trying to manifest him or manifest something that you're wanting. So a suggestion from Spirit to use all these spiritual tools properly is work on the manifesting of what you want in your life and get him out of the solution. Okay, make it like I want to be in a loving relationship with a man who understands me and supports me. See, you're saying I want what's his name again, WA to do these things for me. No, that won't work. What you can do is say, I thank you, dear God, for providing me a loving, fulfilling relationship with a man who's supportive of me and helps me feel the love also. Whatever it is, the essence of that. Now, on the other side, you want to communicate with WA in a meditative state. By the way, everybody can do these things themselves in their own life. And these are things I work with clients one-on-one in sessions with. One of them is called manifesting. The other one is called remote influence. I'm about to talk about remote influence. When we want to talk with somebody who we have a rift with, even though you may still be in communication with that person, when you go to a subliminal level, it's a psychic level, and you have a little chat with them with your mind, okay? They can get information they can't get sometimes, even if we are in contact with them. So what you do is you go to meditation, and then you send phrases to this person. Like, for example, I'm going to see what I could come up with for WA. WA, come to me. I get the feeling of just asking him to come back or come to me. So you would say to him, WA, or whatever his name is, come to me. And then you send it from your third eye to his third eye. You might want to say, call me. Send it from your third eye to his third eye in a very relaxed, altered state. If you go to my website, everybody listening, she already knows where it is. There's a page there where it says manifesting, and then down the line is something about influence. So the influence is directed communication to the person that you want to communicate with better. And in that state of mind, that meditative state, you can get messages to them that you may not have the words for, or they may not want to hear it. They may be threatened by the messages, or you just may not be able to talk to them yet. They may not have called you. And then the other thing for manifesting, you manifest the life you want. You cannot force another person. Now, let me correct that. You can force, let me say it a little differently, another person to do what you want, but that's called black magic.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't want any of that because we don't want the karma.
No. And I've done the remote
influence.
Influencing with you over a private session. I did it once.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, I don't remember too much. Please forgive me, darling. So there you go.
It's okay.
Yeah. So there you go, honey. You're doing great, and it looks like things are going to get really good for you. Okay?
Perfect. Much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Same here, honey. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, today I am not fast on the phones. I'm taking way too long with each person. Please don't hurt me, everybody. I'm going to go to one more live question, and then I'm going to go to another side connection because I only did one other side connection. I'm going to go to a person who's been holding really the longest, and that would be Laura, who has a life question. Laura, honey, please give me your question, love. Just your question, no background.
Yes. I'm going to be interviewing for a job on Wednesday. I'm wondering if I'm going to get it.
Okay. So it has to be specifically, the question is specifically the job on Wednesday, yes or no for Laura, 720 area code. Hold on. Yeah. No, I don't feel you're going to get it at all. I'm sorry. But I also want to tell you, don't be, because it's not going to be what you like. It's not going to be what you like. And you're not even going to want it. There's another one coming right behind that one. There's going to be much more to your liking, much more what you think it is, much more what you think this job is, because this job's not exactly. This job is kind of like what you were doing before. It feels like a lot of headache, a lot of stress. But the next job will be more of a move up. You're going to use your brains more, and you're going to be a higher level, and there will be more calm and less fatigue. So it's not a bad answer, actually. It's a good answer. It just means it's not this specific job this Wednesday. I know you.
Well, when is the next one coming in?
Right behind it. It looks like I see something happening on Monday. Maybe you're going to connect with them on Monday. Are you out of work completely now, honey, and really worried about paying bills?
No, I have a couple of part-time little fun things.
Okay. Well, yeah, I feel that this job on Wednesday is oversold to you. It's not what you think it is, and you'll be better off without it. And I feel that there's another job. I see about like the beginning of next week, you'll maybe hear about it, or even towards the end of this week. Maybe something you'll see on Sunday as a listing, and then you'll start connecting with them. It's funny, when I say that, I also feel all this excitement, all these stars and glittery things around the job, the next one coming in. And it's kind of what you hope for this one, but it's going to be in the next one. So don't be frightened. Just go along with it. It's all for the best. You know, one door closes, another door opens. You're going to do just fine, love.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, honey. Bye. Okay, I'm going to go do one other side connection. That would be with Carrie, 401 area code. Oh, I opened up 214 instead.
Hello.
Hi, honey. I have to go to the other line, but since I got yours, do you have a
Sure.
question? What is it that you want, love, today?
Well, my question has to do with what's coming up as far as, because I have my own business, and I also was in a car accident just a few days ago and wondered how that was going to go.
What is your name, honey?
Core.
Okay. And I'll go to Carrie. Carrie, hold on, honey. I'll be with you in a second. Core, and I'm going to focus in on one of the questions, honey. I'll focus in on the accident and healing, because I have a feeling that getting a job really has a lot to do with that. Hold on, darling. This is 214, core, job. Healing, yes or no? You're going to heal very quickly, actually. It's not as bad as what you think it is. I feel something in the neck area, in the neck region, feels very out of whack right now. Would you say that's where the problem is, honey, in the upper neck to shoulder area, love?
Yeah, that was like the most impact.
Yeah, that's going to get unraveled fairly quickly. You have an easy, you're easy to heal in general. You're very fluid.
Yeah.
You're very fluid. I don't know what you do. Maybe you do something with yoga or something, but you're going to be able.
I do energy work.
Perfect. You're going to be able to unravel all those kinks up there in the upper shoulder area, the shoulder area, upper back shoulder area through stretching and vibrational healing and all of that. You're going to get yourself realigned fairly quickly, and then a new job is coming right after that, much more to your liking than where you are right now. Don't worry about a thing, honey. You have all the power within you, just as you know you do. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. Okay. She was meant to be spoken with, I guess, because the switchboard jumped on me as Laura hung up before. Okay, coming to Carrie. Okay, Carrie, honey, 401. Sorry to keep you waiting. Hi.
That's all right. Hi, Laura.
Hi, honey. 401 area code. I just got to get.
Get my call.
Sure. I just got to get to your vibration, honey, and see who's there in the spirit world for you. 401 Carrie. Loving person. You're the loving person. The person is spirit saying you're loving. Hold on. Okay. Now, there's a couple of people that I'm seeing. Do you have a son, honey?
No.
Okay.
Nope, I have no children.
Okay, well, I see a mother and a son. So that could be, maybe that's a family tree above you, down the family line, maybe a grandma and a son or something.
That would make sense. My mom, yep.
All right. So then there's a son to this woman also that is in spirit. The two of them are there, okay? So that would mean that you've lost a brother. Have you lost a brother, sweetheart?
No, I lost my father unexpectedly almost 2 years ago in July, and my grandmother is in spirit as well. She passed. It will be a year.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. All right. Let me go in that direction then, honey. So there's a grandma, your father's mother, and your father, who is the son. They're both standing there waiting for you. And waiting for your approval about something. And I have no idea why they would say that, but they're laughing almost a little bit because they're lighthearted and loving right now in terms of their energy and the way they look at things. Now, Grandma has a very beautiful face. Okay? She looks like, who's that woman that starred in, this is going to be before your time, oh, no, not the Golden Girl. She doesn't look like, she might have in her old age, but she's showing me her face when she's younger. And what she looks like is, oh, goodness. Was it Julie Harris, the one who was the singer that was in, she was always singing in all those movies, and she had beautiful full lips, beautiful high forehead, beautiful eyes, high cheekbones. Anyway, I see this woman with all that, beautiful nose, high cheekbones, beautiful lips, and this is a woman with dark hair, not light hair like Julie. I believe it was Julie Harris, the woman I'm thinking of that was the singer. The Sound of Music. Remember the woman who starred in The Sound of Music, that movie?
Yeah.
I think it was Julie Harris. Anyway, this woman that's showing from spirit is a face very similar to that, with those with beautiful eyes that have this beautiful, I don't know, very sweet, benign kind of look to them. So Grandma's showing herself to me when she's younger right now. Okay? But a little different from Julie Harris. Her hair, your grandma, your father's mother's hair looks like it's dark as its original color. Would you agree with that, please?
Yeah.
Okay, and very beautiful actually in her youth. She says
90 seconds.
And I just heard 90 seconds for the radio show, but we will continue, so don't worry about that. And it is being recorded on YouTube, so it'll be there in case anybody really cares. So don't worry about that. Okay, so we're talking to Carrie. All right. So there she is, Grandma. Grandma had dark hair. Grandma has full lips. Grandma has a beautiful straight nose. She's a looker in her time. She's very slender. She shows me herself younger. There she is with her beautiful boy, your father. And she shows me him at a younger age for some reason. I don't know why, but
60 seconds.
We're going to let it continue a little bit so we can get them older. I'm trying to progress them forward. Grandma, he's safe with me, honey. She says, don't worry about him at all. She says, I'm taking good care of Dad for you. There's something about Dad passing. Reminds me of something in the chest area. It probably is like a heart attack. Would you understand that for Dad, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
And he doesn't know what to say about it to you. He says, I'm sorry that I left you so suddenly. And so it was like a clean break almost. Here one moment, gone the next. Would you agree with that, please? For Dad, okay, and that's why it's so serious, so difficult, and that is so important for Grandma to say. First thing she wants to say is, "He's safe with me," so she wants you to know that he's there. He's saying hello. He says, "Look, I'm not suffering anymore."
10 seconds.
He says, "I didn't suffer when I transitioned." He says, There's something about being alone at the time that it happened, or feeling very alone, or unable to get help, or not being tended to immediately. That makes sense to you, please, Carrie?
Yes, my father passed, and it was determined that it was probably 4 days prior, unexpectedly, and he was found over the 4th of July weekend.
Oh, my goodness.
We don't really know which day, yeah. My dog was actually
Oh, yeah, well, he was alone. So that's what he's saying. He was alone. Nobody was about to look after him or see what had happened. He says, I'm sorry for this. It was very difficult for you. Of course, the dog must have suffered a lot. That's my comment, because, dog's sitting there watching this and starving, not knowing what to do. He says, Daddy was all alone at the time. The dog's okay, right? Or is the dog dead?
Yeah, the dog's okay. It's a miracle.
Yeah, it is, because I'm starting to channel the dog's consciousness. All of a sudden, I hear the dog saying, but I can channel, that's what I do as a medium. I can channel living as well as deceased people's consciousness. And I hear the dog thinking at the time when this happened, Daddy fell. Daddy was not well. All right, let me go back to Dad, your father. Okay, looks old. He also looks fairly thin at the time of his passing. He's not taking care of himself properly at that time as well, even before he collapses. It looks like he's not eating right, or he's just not doing things properly, not looking after himself. If I was going to say anything, this is a judgment on my part, but it looks like he shouldn't have been living alone. Maybe he's kind of stubborn. Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's admitting it now. He says, I'm sorry, honey, I put you through all of that. He says, I'm sorry I put you through, oh, goodness. He says, all the arguing about me and my health and what I was doing with myself or to myself or about myself. He says, I wouldn't listen to anybody. He says, I'm sorry. He says, now I realize you were right. He says, but in the long run, he says, you can't really change what's going to happen. He says, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. He says, and that's how I looked at my life. He says, you can't hang on forever. And he says, so what difference did it make? Except he says he feels a little bad for the dog to have to been there, have to been not cared for. He says, but what do you expect from me? Yeah, he says, what do you expect from me?
He loves my dog.
Yeah. And he says, what do you expect from me? He says, I couldn't even look after myself, let alone the dog. Anyway, he loves you very much. He gives you one flower, one delicate rose. He says to hold that in your hand and think of me. He says, always think of me, my beautiful daughter, as somebody who loved you tremendously, even though I didn't listen to you much towards the end of my life. He says, I always loved you, and I always love you now. As he says those words, there's two feelings I get. One is perhaps you trying to say, Dad, you should be looked after better, maybe some arguing about him and his care. And the other part of it is you and him having a very good rapport, and underneath all those words, a lot of love. Would you agree with that, please?
Yes, we didn't verbalize it often, but we definitely repaired a relationship in the past, 2 years before he passed. And, I just didn't want to, I just wanted him to take care of himself. I don't know if it was on an intuitive level, but I just noticed changes to him. He was a very handsome guy, tall, and always had a strong build, and he just slowly looked like he just became very gaunt and, wouldn't go to the doctor, so didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, he looks gaunt in the picture he shows me of himself. That's the last vision. In any event, let me just see what he wants to say. One last thing to you, and then we will end the show.
If possible, I just was going to ask if there's any messages from either of them in relation to a property.
Okay. Is there a name Jerry? I know your name's Carrie, but I just get a J name as well. Jerry, John, something like that pops in. A property. Any messages, Dad?
Yeah. Well, it's my mother. My mother and father were married for 23 years, but they divorced about in 2005, and she had remarried about 5 years prior. They kind of just didn't speak afterwards, but Jerry is her husband's name that she's married to now.
Oh, okay. He may have something to say about that. What about the property, Dad? You want to say anything about that, love? No. Let me see if I can get an answer, honey, for you. Something about this property his property you're asking about? Carrie?
Yeah, actually, my grandmother and my father were they co-owned the property. Well, I mean, her name was on the deed as well, and I inherited it. I actually live the property now, trying to decide what my next step is. I have my father has 2 brothers who are still living, who you know.
Okay. All right. Let me just
fallen into his footsteps, if you will.
All right. Hold on. I need to go quickly because we've already ended the show. Hold on a second. Dad, what do you think? What do you want to do? He says, I don't care what you do with the properties. This is yours now for whatever you want to do with it. There is no need to hold on to it any longer for my sake. He says you're free to let the property go. He also shows me that if you did let the property go, you would be freed to do something new with your life, which feels to me like you're really wanting to do. It feels like a relief. Okay, feels like a relief.
It's an income property. I'm actually a landlord, so I mean, actually, I just feel like it's an investment for my future. And I mean, most people my age, I'm 30, kind of look for things like this nowadays. They want to, have some income come in on the side, and I have no mortgage and nothing really that would hold me back. I just sort of, have to just decide whether it's something I want to do or not. I have a good person in my life now too, who reminds me a lot of my father. So.
Oh, that's nice.
I have some support. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I get is a message like as if this is a burden on your shoulders and it would free up a lot of capital. So even though it's got its good side in this income property, it also requires management, which does take its toll. And there's something that would happen when you had that money, be freed to go and do something else that you've been wanting to do with your life for quite some while. So ultimately, you will be the, in terms
Wonderful.
of, yeah, in his opinion, you can let it go. Don't hold to it for him. It's up to you, honey, what you want to do with your financial matters, but that's his opinion. Okay, my dear?
Okay.
All right.
And anything about Jerry?
Well, we're going to have to let the show go now, my dear. But I want to thank you so much for calling in. Maybe another time I can answer that, or you can actually book a private session. Okay, love?
I will, actually. Can I reach you? Is there a link on the Blog Talk page?
Yeah. If you go to spiritmediumtv.com, you'll see item 1 is all about how to book and get that discount. Okay?
All right. Thanks so much, Laura.
Thank you, love. Ciao. Okay, everybody, I want to thank you so much for calling in on Wednesday. I do another show at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's my great pleasure to be of service if I can be. Namaste.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.